Hi everyone, my name is Buki. Welcome to this channel, your number one place where you learn about personal finance and career. Today we would be talking about where do I invest if I'm earning so little, or if I have just little amount of money to invest. I get this question a lot because a lot of people come to me and ask, okay, you are asking me to invest, to put my money into investment, but some of these figures you call $10,000 or $5,000 or even $3,000, I don't have it. I have just $1,000. So tell me, how do you want me to invest? And this video is for you. So if this is your first time in this channel, thank you. Don't forget subscribe so you get notifications. And if you're coming back, thank you for coming back again. Hit the like button if you like what we're doing here. Drop your comment and we'll pick it up and then discuss on those issues. Welcome back. All right, so the first thing I would recommend, when you're thinking about investing and you have just little amount of money, is to say, you need to save up, right? And that's the first thing you do. You cannot invest if you are not saving, because you need your savings to be able to invest, right? You need your savings to invest it. So if you don't have the culture of savings, there's no way you can have the culture of investing. All right, so the first tool I'm going to suggest would be exchange traded funds, or ETFs. What are ETFs? So just like the name implies, exchange traded funds are they are traded on the index, like on the stock markets, just like the same way you would trade normal stocks on Nasdaq or on S&P and all of that. So they are traded in the market every day, right? And then they are, however, different from index funds because they are pre-selected kind of stocks that are brought into a basket or into a portfolio. So instead of you going yourself as a person to pick specific stocks in the market to buy, when you buy an ETF, you are buying a portfolio or a basket of pre-selected stocks. And if you do this, one of the things it will do for you is that it helps you in terms of diversification, because instead of you using that $1,000 to pick individual stocks and bearing the risk of just one stock that you've bought, by buying an ETF, you are edging yourself against the risk of, if peradventure one of the stocks drops, you have faith that the other one doesn't drop, and then it kind of helps you to balance out. And that's why I recommended it as a number one investment vehicle for anyone who wants to go into the stock market but have little money. Now, it's not just ETFs are not just created for stocks alone. ETFs are also created for bonds. You can buy an ETF which is based on bonds. You can buy an ETF which is very specific or focused on probably growth stock, or you can buy an ETF which is very focused on, for example, dividend stocks, right? You can buy an ETF which is based on of international companies all over the place. You can buy an ETF which is very focused on a particular industry, right? So you can buy an ETF which is very focused on tech, or an ETF which is very focused on, let me say, commodity. So ETFs gives you that luxury to try different things even with very little money, and that's why I am suggesting this particular vehicle. So just take a look at it. All right, the second vehicle that I'm going to recommend would be, for example, if you're from Nigeria, you are aware of crowd-funded agri-tech companies. That is another go-to way for you to invest in when you have small funds. Now, I am fully aware that there are lots and lots of agri-tech companies out there, and a lot of people complain that they invest and they're not getting money back, maybe from Tribe Farm or from this farm or Eat Rich or whatever. There are lots and lots of farms out there. But my point is that from my experience, I have tried one or two of them, and I can tell you that the ones I use, they deliver. They're like, someone said, they're like the Rolls Royce of agri-tech investment in Nigeria. Yes, and as you know, I did a video on them. It's called Agro Partners. If you've not seen that video, go to this link after this video and go and check them out. They are fabulous. They've been consistent over time. They don't delay in paying or remitting once your funds have matured and all of that. So that is the second vehicle that I'm going to recommend. And in terms of return on investment for agri-tech in Nigeria, they are quite good. You see some of them as high as for 6 months you see things like 12%, 15%, 20%, and sometimes up to 30%, which is a good deal. Like, you cannot really get that kind of returns in some other places around the world, but some agri-tech companies in Nigeria would offer you that, and that is one of the things why I'm recommending them. On the risk side, now the risk side for agri-tech firms is very, I would say it's quite high, especially if you've not really related with them, or if you don't really understand their business. Now, some of those agri-tech companies go into business, and even they themselves, they don't really understand the whole value chain of agriculture, right? So you yourself, before investing, you have to really understand what exactly are they doing, how are they taking charge of the whole value chain, because that is where the money is. And also another way to to really check your risk is to see how are they insured. Try to really find or get an explanation of how are they insured and who is insuring them, right? And do your due diligence. I don't want to say any more about this. I think I've said enough. Like I said, if you're interested in the one I use, the link is there, or I will drop it in the description below. Go to their platform, Agro Partnerships, sign up with them, and you would be happy you did. The third way in which you can actually invest, if you have little fund, like less than $1,000, would be that invest in a kind of business which is called flipping of products. What does that mean? It means that you buy things secondhand, touch it up a little, add one or two value on that product, mark it up and sell. I know it sounds simple, but I can tell you I have done it before. There was a time that I needed money and I needed to increase my income and then just step things up. Of course, I got this particular product I used. I repaired the things that I think the buyer would need. I repaired it. It didn't cost me much. And then what did I do? I marked it up. So the next thing I did, I went on Facebook Marketplace and I sold. So you can do the same. And the same thing, you can even do it on eBay, right? So that same product, you can list it also on eBay. People would buy it. Just make sure that the things you're flipping over are things people need, and if people need it and your prices are not outrageous, they would definitely ask for your service or for your product, and they'll be willing to pay. All right, if you use this third method or this third vehicle, as you buy and flip and sell, right, don't spend the money that you're getting, don't spend your income. What you do is you return your income back into the revenue and you grow it, and that is a way to actually become big. Because if you eat your returns immediately you sell, then you're not going to grow and it would affect you. It will not allow you get to that future that you are really hoping to get to. So don't forget, turn it over baby, turn it over. Now, the fourth vehicle I'm going to suggest for people who are asking, where do I invest even though I don't have so much, would be that if you're really interested in getting into the stock market, you really want to own stocks of your own, then I would suggest trying penny stocks. Now, disclaimer, penny stocks can be risky, but if they break through, I mean they break through, because I've experienced it. I once had a penny stock for I think one ridiculous amount of money, and I left it there for months. It was like for months, and one day I woke up, I realized this my under $1 stock had gone to like $12. Yeah, it has happened to me. So now, but that's just one of other penny stocks I had or that I experienced, which means my point is that if you want to do the penny stock route, if you want to go this penny stock route, you have to really do your due diligence, because people do a lot of pumping and dumping of stocks, that is of penny stocks. A lot of companies do it. They pump the price, they hype it, they lure innocent people, especially beginners who don't have experience, who don't have insight, to buy, right? Because everybody thinks, okay, the price increase will continue that way, and all of a sudden you just see the price coming down and coming down and down and down until all the value it gained in the past 1 or 2 days, it's been wiped up. We've seen this over and over again in the stock market. So guys, of course, I'm recommending that you should try penny stocks, but then when you are trying it, right, make sure that you are doing your own research. Make sure that you really follow. You don't buy and dump it, saying, okay, I'll look at it later. No, don't do that. You follow it. Follow the news about that stock. Look at how it is changing, whether it's going up, whether it's coming down. Set stop losses if necessary, right? And then so that is what I will say about that. So penny stock can be good if you're lucky, if you do your research well, but which means that they can actually give you good return on investment, but you have to really pay attention. And also they can be risky, right? But then also like I said, they can have good returns on investment. All right. So the fifth vehicle I would recommend to someone who is saying, where do I invest, although I don't have so much, would be that maybe you want to look at crowd-funded companies. Now, crowd-funded companies, they are out there. There are a lot of platforms that offer that service, whereby companies come up, they present their pitch, they put their details on the website, their growth potential, what they're looking for, the minimum, what they're trying to, how much they're trying to source for, and what is the minimum amount that you can invest. So this is a kind of, I would say, pseudo angel investing, right? And if by chance you get into such companies and they eventually have a breakthrough, that could really, mean a lot for you on the long run. It could really change your fortune, right? But again, how do you even know that this company would survive? Research has shown over and over again that a lot of companies, I think around 90% of them, die within the first 5 years. So a lot of companies do die. So you don't want to waste your money just throwing money at crowd-funded companies. Rather, you want to see, okay, the products that they are even offering, are people interested in buying? Do people need it? That should be the first thing. And then, has there been any form of track record? Has there been any form of sales? Or, are they just having the idea and they're trying to sell it to you to invest in their business without selling it or testing it in the market? Those are some of the things you want to pay attention to. But again, so it's an opportunity. You can try it and it can work for you. And just pay attention to the things I mentioned. Make sure that their products are needed in the market. Make sure that they've gotten some traction in terms of sales. Also make sure that, okay, you check the track record of the leaders of the company. Are they reliable people? Are they trustworthy? And all of that. Guys, I hope these 5 things that I've shared with you would help you as a small investor to start building your own nest, to start building your own portfolio. And if you listen carefully, there are different things, all those things I mentioned, you can actually use them to build a diversified portfolio, right? So you can say, all right, I have $1,000, I want to invest it. I can divide it into 20% into 5, and then 200 euros on a monthly basis, or $200 into ETFs, another 200 into crowdfunded, another 200 into flip, and all of that, flipping a product and all of that, and then you can start building your way. And I hope this has helped you. I hope you've learned. If you have any question, do not hesitate to drop them in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to help you, to answer those questions for you. That's why I'm there, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Don't go away, stay back, and I will see you. Until then, bye bye.